I come from a long line of musicians, you know, and my father was one of my greatest inspirations musically. He was a singer. He happened to play in a band that was also Stevie Ray Vaughan's first band called the Cobras. And as a child, I was able to watch Stevie Ray, you know, close up, you know, and I got a lot of inspiration from him. I gotta say, it wasn't until his passing, I guess that was probably the wow moment for me, that I realized that the music had to be kept alive and done justice, you know. And so, you know, I set off to kind of try my best to fill that role, and not to emulate or try to be like him, but to just, you know, keep that era of music alive, the Texas blues and stuff. And so that's kind of that was my wow moment. The songwriting process for me is strictly guitar. I'm a melody guy first, you know. Once I've found the melody, I try to find the story that fits the melody, and that's my process, you know. And you know, the melody is really what calls and brings the song to life to me, you know. Once I have that developed, then I can kind of start to scribe the story along with this wonderful sound, you know. Inch by inch, it's a cinch. Mile by mile, it's a trial. You know, so I try to take my time with it. You know, and I try to not rush through things, and you know, especially with the lyrics, I try to, you know, give some good thought to it. Guitar is a little different. I like to just, you know, play as much as I can, but you know, I try to give it the time it deserves. And maybe life hit me like a 50 caliber bullet, you know, so I got a pretty good dose of life at an early age. I do agree with that regarding blues and you having to live a little bit of pain, because, you know, the only way the music is going to translate, of course, is through your pain and your emotion and expressions. I discovered my sound originally through the Stratocaster and playing live on stage, and you know, I've always been a songwriter, and so you know, I've always really enjoyed the sound of the Taylor guitar since they hit the market, basically. Prefer them over a lot of different guitars that I've played in my past, and you know, once I had my first Taylor, I just knew I was sold. It was basically the guitar that I was fit for, you know. It's been the same way ever since. Don't get me lying, babe. I was introduced to Taylor by a mutual friend, Rich Rankin, who introduced me to Tim Godwin, and it's just been a great experience. Of course, it's been a great match for me. A lot of great things have came from the relationship thus far, and it's been really awesome. How do I know the guitar's right for me? Well, you know, I mean, for me, it takes a few weeks of getting to know the instrument. Of course, every instrument, especially in Taylor, every instrument seems to have its own energy and its own vibe and its own luster, I guess you could say, you know. And you know, for me, you know, when after I have it in my hands for a while, you know, and I start to really connect with the instrument, it's hard for me to put it down. And with the particular guitar that I'm playing now, I feel that way. It's like I just can't put it down, and that's how I know that it's the one for me, you know. When you can pull it out of when you're just falling asleep with it and stuff, and wake up next to it, yeah. You know, I started this album. It was a thought, you know. I had the song Fire Red. You know, I had been playing it for a while, and then our buddies got together, me and Lance and my keyboard player got together, and we were like, well, hey, we really need to produce this song, and produce an album for that matter. So we kind of chopped it over for a bit, and we decided that we wanted to contact Eddie Kramer, who produced Jimi Hendrix, Led Zeppelin, the Beatles, and countless others. And so we called him, and we actually pitched the song to him. And he's a pretty persnickety guy in that, you know, he listens to maybe 100 demos in a month. He might pick one, you know. So we just happened to be that one that he picked, and we went to the studio, and it was just magic. We had a great time. I lived in Hawaii for a long time when I was younger, and you know, I happened to find my way back there at one point, and I just remember being homesick, but like, you know, and kind of just, you know, at a loss. And I had went and bought a cheap 12 string from a Hawaiian guitar store, and they're pretty cheap, you know. They have like $45 guitars, and so I bought this 12 string, and you know, I sat outside of the hotel room, and that's where I wrote the song, was, you know, in Honolulu. You know, it just kind of all came together there, you know. And then I've been playing it ever since.